You can watch all the motivational videos in the world, you can read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, follow all the success gurus online, but if you don't get off your ass and start moving, none of that matters. Action is everything. It's the only thing that separates the winners from the losers. It's the difference between the guy who's rich, powerful, respected, and the guy who's sitting at home, broke, miserable, and blaming the world for his failures. See, most people talk. They dream, they say things like, one day I'll start a business, or I'll hit the gym next week, or I'll fix my life when the time is right. Shut up, the time is now. Every second you waste waiting for the perfect moment is a second you'll never get back. Winners don't wait. They don't sit around making excuses. They see an opportunity and they take it. They see a challenge and they face it head on. They don't sit there overthinking every little detail, wondering what might go wrong. They just move. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to know every step of the journey. The guy at the top didn't start with all the answers. He figured it out as he went, but he took action. He wasn't afraid to fail. Failure isn't the enemy. Inaction is. You think you're scared of failing? You should be terrified of staying exactly where you are, of wasting your entire life in the same place, doing the same things, making the same excuses. That's what should keep you up at night, not the fear of making mistakes. Because guess what? You will make mistakes. You will fall down. You will face obstacles. But if you keep moving, if you keep fighting, you'll get stronger, you'll get smarter, you'll become the kind of man who doesn't just dream of success, he takes it. I don't care where you're starting from. I don't care if you're broke, if you've got nothing, if the odds are stacked against you. None of that matters. What matters is what you do. Start the business, hit the gym, learn the skill, make the move, do something. Because every second you sit there doing nothing, someone else is out there getting better. Someone else is building, grinding, working their way to the top. And one day when you're sitting there regretting all the time you wasted, they'll be the ones living the life you wanted. Listen up, guys. I'm going to talk to you about something that's holding you back from reaching your true potential: fear and doubt. It's simple, really. Fear is the enemy. Doubt is the accomplice, and together they're destroying your future. Now, I've been through it all, and I'm here to tell you that you don't need to be afraid. You don't need to doubt yourself, but you have to choose to stop it. First of all, fear is a choice. Yeah, you heard me right. You think it's some unavoidable force that shows up and controls your life. Nah, it's a mindset. You let fear into your head when you start thinking about all the what ifs. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if people laugh at me? Listen, so what? You're too busy worrying about the opinions of people who are too weak to even take the risks you're thinking about. You're too busy thinking about failure instead of focusing on the fact that success comes from stepping out of that comfort zone. Doubt is a killer. Every time you doubt yourself, you're giving the world permission to doubt you too. You're handing over your power. When you think you're not good enough or that you don't have what it takes, guess what? The universe listens to you. It says, okay, if you believe that, I'll make sure it happens. Doubt feeds itself. It creates this vicious cycle. The more you doubt yourself, the more you find reasons to confirm your doubts. But here's the thing, you control your beliefs. You control what you think about yourself. How do you overcome fear and doubt? First, you have to rewire your brain. Start with this one rule. You are enough, repeat it until you believe it. You've got everything inside you to succeed, but you've been listening to the wrong voices for too long. Voices that tell you you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, or you're not capable. I don't want you to listen to those voices anymore. I want you to silence them. Take action. The more you move forward, the less time fear and doubt have to catch up with you. You're not going to wake up one day and magically feel ready. Trust me, I never did. I still feel fear sometimes, but it doesn't stop me. It's not about being fearless. It's about being fearless in action. The more you push yourself, the more your confidence will grow. So don't sit around waiting for that perfect moment. There's no such thing. Take action now. Finally, surround yourself with winners. This is crucial. You can't expect to rise to the top when you're hanging around people who are dragging you down, who are full of fear and doubt themselves. You need to be around people who challenge you, people who push you to be better, people who have the courage to take risks. If you don't have people like that around you, find them, cut out the weak-minded individuals who keep telling you that you can't. I'm going to tell you something that should change your life. Time is limited. There's no way around it, no hiding from it. The clock is ticking, and every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. You can't buy more time. You can't get a refund on it. It's the most valuable thing you have, and you're squandering it if you're not using it to its fullest. You think you've got all the time in the world? Think again. Every person you know, every successful person you've ever admired is living with the same truth. Their time is running out. The question isn't whether time is limited, it's whether you're going to live with purpose or waste it like a fool. When I look around, I see people wasting their time every day. They wake up late, they spend hours on social media, they binge watch Netflix shows like they have an unlimited supply of time. But here's the harsh reality, no one does. No one is guaranteed another day. Tomorrow isn't promised. You're living in a fantasy world if you think you'll always have tomorrow to fix your life. You don't. If you want to win, you need to understand that time is precious. You can either spend your days chasing distractions, or you can use every hour to level up your life. Every minute should be spent getting better, whether that's making more money, building your body, or learning something new that will push you closer to your goals. The people who win in life, the people who build real success, they're the ones who respect time. They wake up early. They prioritize their goals. They understand that time is their most precious resource. The clock is ticking for them too, but they use that pressure to fuel them. They know that every hour they waste is an opportunity lost. That's the mindset you need to develop. Think about this. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow or I'll do it later? You got no guarantee that later will even come. You're wasting time with these empty promises, and while you're doing that, someone else is out there working, grinding, building their empire. If you want to get serious about your life, you need to wake up. Take control of your time. Stop acting like it's infinite, because it's not. Every day you waste is one less day. You have to get where you want to be. And you know what? It's easy to complain, to blame others, to make excuses. But guess what? Those excuses won't get you closer to your goals. They'll only make you more comfortable being average. The truth is, time doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your dreams. It just keeps moving forward. And you need to decide if you're going to let time run you, or if you're going to run your time. Opportunities won't wait for you. You might think that success will just come knocking when the time is right. But let me make something very clear. The clock is ticking, and opportunities don't care about your excuses. Let me give you the harsh truth. Most people wait for the perfect moment, the perfect situation, the perfect time to start. They tell themselves, I'll work on it tomorrow, or I'll wait until things settle down. You think you're gonna have all the time in the world to jump on that opportunity. Think again. Opportunities are like trains. They don't wait for you to get your act together. If you're not ready when the train pulls into the station, you'll watch it leave. And the next one? Who knows when that's coming? While you're sitting around thinking someone else is already taking action. They're hustling, pushing, grinding, and winning while you're waiting for perfect conditions. But let me tell you something. Perfect conditions don't exist. The world doesn't care whether you feel ready or not. It doesn't care about your comfort zones, your doubts, or your fears. You want success? You have to chase it down with relentless determination. The opportunities that people regret losing, they don't regret it because they weren't good enough. They regret it because they let their fears, their distractions, and their insecurities take over. They waited too long and missed the boat. Let me make this simple. Waiting is a luxury you can't afford. You need to build the mindset of someone who takes action immediately. When an opportunity presents itself, you don't hesitate. You don't overthink. You don't sit there wondering if it's the right move or if you should wait for better circumstances. You move now. You take it. Even if you're unsure, you figure it out as you go. That's how winners think. That's how winners act. Opportunities will pass you by, but those who make things happen will keep moving forward. The world does not wait. There are billion-dollar deals being made every single day, and those deals aren't being made by people who waited. They're being made by people who had the courage to act, even when the odds weren't in their favor. This is how you need to think. Every single opportunity that passes you by is a missed chance to get closer to your goals. The more you wait, the farther you fall behind. So start thinking like a winner. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start seizing what's in front of you. Self-discipline and motivation are the bedrock of success. Let's face it. Anyone can get motivated when they feel like it, but true winners are the ones who can stay disciplined even when motivation is nowhere to be found. Motivation is temporary, it's fleeting. One day you feel like you can conquer the world, and the next you want to sleep all day. But self-discipline, that's something you control. Something that doesn't rely on your emotions or your mood. It's the difference between a person who talks about success and someone who actually achieves it. When you develop self-discipline, you build a system for yourself that doesn't change with your fluctuating emotions. It's about committing to the work, regardless of whether you feel motivated or not. Every single successful person I know wakes up early, works hard, and doesn't make excuses. The world doesn't owe you anything, and no one is going to hand you success. You have to go out there and take it, one step at a time. That's where self-discipline comes in. It's the unwavering ability to push through the days when you don't want to, when every part of you is screaming to quit, but you don't. You stay the course. This is where most people fail. They wait for motivation to strike. They wait for the right moment to start. They let their feelings dictate their actions. You'll never get anything done that way. Motivation is a result of action, not the other way around. When you start doing something, that's when you get the energy, the momentum, and the motivation to keep going. You don't wait for inspiration. You force yourself to work, and eventually inspiration follows. Motivation is the spark. It's the initial rush, the feeling of excitement you get when you decide you want to achieve something. But self-discipline is the fuel that keeps the fire burning. Motivation gets you started. but discipline makes you finish. It's easy to wake up on January 1st and declare your New Year's resolutions. It's much harder to stick with them by December 31st. That's why 90% of people fail. They don't have the discipline to follow through when it gets tough. You have to understand that if you want to be at the top, you need to sacrifice. You need to be willing to give up the pleasures that most people chase after, while others are wasting their time on distractions. You're working on your goals, your vision. Self-discipline is about consistently choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. And let me tell you, that's not easy. It requires a mindset shift. But the rewards? They're priceless. A person who practices self-discipline creates their own opportunities, their own wealth, and their own life. If you're waiting for motivation to appear, stop. Start building habits. Create a routine that doesn't require you to feel motivated. Discipline yourself, and the motivation will follow. You will become unstoppable. Success won't just be something you dream about. It'll be your reality. Remember, it's not the people who are the most talented or the most motivated who win. It's the ones who are disciplined enough to outlast everyone else. Personal growth and improvement are fundamental aspects of success in life. Too many people live their lives by default, drifting from one day to the next without ever truly taking control of their destiny. But here's the truth. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't actively work on yourself. Life doesn't hand you success on a silver platter. You need to earn it, and you earn it by consistently growing and improving. The first step in personal growth is acknowledging that you're not perfect and that you have weaknesses. The ego might want to tell you that you're fine the way you are, but that's just a comfort zone. If you want to rise above mediocrity, you need to step outside that comfort zone. If you never challenge yourself, you'll never grow. Comfort zones are traps that make you feel secure, but in reality, they're holding you back. So start by confronting your weaknesses head on. Next, take responsibility for your life. Too many people blame their circumstances, the people around them, or even the government for their failures. But in reality, the only thing standing between you and success is yourself. You are the one who decides what to do with your time, energy, and resources. Stop waiting for opportunities to fall into your lap, because they never will. You have to go out and create those opportunities. Make the decision to take control, and your life will begin to change. No one else is going to do it for you. Now let's talk about discipline. Personal growth doesn't happen overnight. It requires daily dedication, hard work, and consistency. Whether you're trying to improve your fitness, your business, or your mindset, the key is to show up every day. You can't expect to get stronger by working out once a week. You can't expect to become wealthy by working hard one day and slacking off the next. You need to put in the work consistently, even when you don't feel like it. This is the true test of character. To improve, you also need to embrace failure. Failure isn't the end. It's a stepping stone to success. Every time you fail, you learn something. You gain knowledge, experience, and insight that can propel you forward. The key is not to let failure define you. Most people quit after they fail, but successful people keep going. They use failure as fuel for growth. Failure is simply feedback. It shows you what doesn't work, and that's just as valuable as knowing what does. Surround yourself with the right people. Success is contagious, and so is failure. If you spend your time with people who aren't driven or who don't support your goals, you'll find yourself stuck. You need to build a network of people who challenge you, motivate you, and hold you accountable. When you surround yourself with winners, you'll start to think like one. The people around you influence your mindset, so make sure they're people who are pushing you to be your best. Finally, remember that personal growth is a lifelong process. There is no finish line. Even when you reach a certain level of success, there is always room for improvement. Never get complacent. Keep learning, keep evolving, and keep striving for greatness. Personal growth is not just about achieving goals, it's about becoming the best version of yourself. Keep pushing, and you'll realize that the journey itself is the greatest reward.